John and Darren's office chairs provided by GT Omega Racing. You can check them out at gtomegaracing.com. This show brought to you by Welcome to This Week Inside Sim Racing, February 17th edition. I'm Darren Ganji, and not alongside me yet is John Sable. He's right there off camera, going to help produce something. And what it is that he's going to produce is we're going to be introducing somebody that's going to be joining the Inside Sim Racing team, and his name is Billy Strange. And Billy saw that we were thinking about doing some gameplay stuff, or test drives as we call them. And so he reached out to me between the last show and this show. And I had talked to him almost 2 years ago initially, and about potentially coming on board, and then it just didn't work out. But he reached out to me again. And as a matter of fact, John, why don't you run that dirt rally video. So this is an example of what Billy does and has been doing on his own channel. This is in a league that he is running in. So he reached out, asked if we wanted him to do some gameplay stuff for us. And as you can see, this looks great. And so we talked about it, discussed it, and Billy's going to be coming on board. So without further ado, let's hold on a second here. Introduce you guys to Billy. All right, Billy, you with us?
Yes, I am.
Right on. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So how you doing today?
Good. It's a little windy up here in Northern California, but we're good.
Cool, cool. So I just introduced you to our viewers and told them you're going to be coming on board to do some gameplay stuff for us. So first question I'm going to ask you, and you can tell our viewers, is how long have you been sim racing?
So I will say I've been playing racing games since I could hold a controller in my hand. So that goes all the way back to like the NES era. And then getting into the actual sim racing side on the PC would be about 3-ish years ago. And I kind of played with it off and on. And then probably about a year ago is when I started to get more serious about it. And serious in the fact that I just got more into sim racing itself. I'm not going to say I'm super competitive as far as having to beat everybody when I get in a league or something like that. I save that for my on-track stuff.
Which we'll get to in a second. So you have pretty much every system.
Yes. I have all the systems from when I was a kid. So like NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all the way up through PS4 and the Xbox One, and then I have my current PC rig that I built in December.
Oh, cool. So you just got into PC racing then?
Yeah, I had a old PC that I kind of scavenged some stuff together just to see if it was something I wanted to do, and I played with that for a little while, and then like I really decided to take the dive, and in December I kind of spent money on myself for Christmas and I bought the stuff and put together a system.
So you definitely went down the rabbit hole then?
Very much so. Yeah, I didn't expect I was going to, but yeah, once I got like actually into it and then started understanding all the different sim racing titles and stuff, I really got buried in it.
Very cool. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about your setup, wheel, pedal set, that kind of stuff.
Let's see. So the chassis is what is it? The GT Omega Pro? Is that what it is? Something like that. And then I have the Thrustmaster TX and the T300. I also had, or do have still, a Phonetic, the original Club Sport wheelbase, but I prefer the Thrustmaster stuff right now. It feels better to me. And then I have the T3PA Pro pedals. I have a set of the Ricmotech, I think they're called GT1s.
The pedals?
That are coming in. Yes, the pedals, yes. And so I'm anxiously waiting for those. And I've got some older stuff. I think I have in fact, I do have a Driving Force Pro still when I had it for the PS2 back in the day, and some other odds and ends. That I have a TH8A shifter as well.
Very cool. By the way, I haven't told you this yet. John and I were talking about this after we talked to you last night. Dude, you have like a really cool radio voice.
I get that a lot. I actually announced at a track for a while when I couldn't race.
Cool. Well, yeah, so your voiceovers with your racing stuff is going to be really cool on the show.
I appreciate that. Thank you. If I can talk right.
You're doing great, buddy. So now, besides all your sim racing, you own a slot car racing hobby shop, correct?
Yes. It's called Sidewinder Raceway and Hobbies. If people feel so inclined, they can look us up on Facebook under that, or sidewinderslotcars.com. And yeah, we are a full-service 1/32 scale slot car shop. We hold races weekly on Wednesday nights. Get an average about 20 to 25 people. We're located in Rancho Cordova, California. And yeah, we have a lot of fun. We've got 2 routed wood tracks that myself and my dad built. And yeah, we have a pretty good time doing it.
Very cool. I need to get down to Rancho Cordova and do some slot car racing with you, because you and I talked about this on the phone. I was into slot cars as a kid. I always wanted to go to a place that had like 30-second scale stuff, but never did. I just raced the Tyco and AFX stuff, but that looks like it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and that's where we started too. I mean, when I was little, my dad, I think when I was like 2 or 3, my dad bought a Tyco set and had me sit in his lap while we put it on the dining room table and played with, I think it was at that time it was an IROC Z and a Firebird Trans Am.
Nice.
I think, yeah, so
very cool. So if you're listening and are near Rancho Cordova in Northern California, look up Sidewinder Hobbies, right?
Yes, Sidewinder Raceway and Hobbies.
So check it out and go visit Billy, do some slot car racing. So anyway, that's going to about wrap it up. Main thing I want to do is introduce you to our viewers. Again, Billy's going to be coming on and doing tons of gameplay, or as we call it here, test drives. Dirt Rally, RaceRoom, basically you name it. Billy's got pretty much every title on the market. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
yes, I can't help it.
Well, that's great, Billy. And again, thanks for joining us today. And we're really looking forward to having you as part of the team.
Yeah, I appreciate being brought on. So I thank you guys for the opportunity, and hi to everybody in the chat. And I will see you guys next time.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll have you back on the show eventually too.
Sure, sounds good.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day and some great racing. You have racing tonight, right, at the slot car track?
Yes, we do.
Awesome. Well, hopefully the racing goes great tonight. And thanks again for joining us, Billy. And I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Thanks.
Okay, so there you have it. Billy Strange is going to be, again, joining us. Oh, you know what? Something we forgot to mention, and now we'll play it now, because I've already hung up with Billy. Billy does some real-world racing as well. And so check out this, are we live with it? Check out this kart video that it's him running at Thunderhill, 125 shifter kart. And we're even thinking about having some of his stuff on the show, as a matter of fact. But anyway, this video is really cool, and maybe we'll put a link in it post-show so people can check it out. Billy also did some sprint car racing. You hear some hustle and bustle going on. That's John getting ready to join me here. John, you want to fire up that sprint car video too real quick?
If I can find it.
Well, let's get off this screen too. Okay. Hey, John, welcome to the show. But before we get into the news, and we'll show that sprint car video in a second, I want to wish a happy birthday to my co-host here.
Oh.
Everybody, wish John a happy birthday. Today's his birthday. Today is his birthday.
Today is my birthday.
And you are, how old? 18?
18 plus 10.
18 plus 10. So everybody, happy birthday to John. John, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
So anyway, let's run.
Yeah, let me get that poll.
Oh, we didn't have it in?
I don't have it in.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get to it later.
Yeah, maybe we'll show it another time when we're talking about Billy. But Billy did some sprint car racing too. Dirt, sideways.
Yeah.
Need to have big balls.
Yes.
Sprint car racing.
Yes.
And anyway, that kart racing video was really cool that he did. That was at Thunderhill. Anyway, Billy seems like a great guy, and we're really looking forward to having him as part of the show.
I'm really excited, and like you mentioned there, he has such a sweet voice.
He does.
For voiceovers, I know we didn't have audio going on that Dirt Rally video, but it's sweet.
And we're not saying that, Billy, you have a face for radio. Have you ever heard that saying?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because he's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
But he's got, like, the total cool radio voice.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm looking really forward to having him as part of the team. And he can wheel it, too. I mean, he's a good driver, too. So it's going to be cool to round out our channel with some more test drives. Because we enjoy doing those, but it takes away from doing our reviews.
Yep.
So, anyway, and you're going to probably start seeing those very soon.
Yes.
Probably within the next week. Billy's going to be jumping on that. So, anyway, on to the news. Today we are going to be talking about the RaceRoom Bentley Continental GT3 and FR Junior preview, Project Cars 9.0 update, Driveclub hardcore mode, Toban Raceways coming to rFactor 2. We're going to talk about an update for American Truck Simulator, Live for Speed update, Project Cars US Car Pack, GT Legend is going to be revived, and we're going to talk about that. And also going to talk about Forza 6 and Horizon potentially coming to the PC.
Yes, which that would be something.
That would be something. A lot of people say they would love to have a Forza type title on the PC, and I would too. I think that would be awesome. So first up, and then we're going to talk about some stuff that's been happening. Actually, no, the happenings is that we're going to talk about is iRace for Life.
Yes.
Going to be plugging that every week until we get closer. And every week it seems I'm going to be telling you more about what's going to be happening there. So again, that's coming April 27th through 29th. Go to iRace for Life, iRace number 4, life.org to sign up. Sign up is free. It includes free food, internet connection, power if you want to bring your rig. They're going to have, this is something new to tell you guys, made arrangements with Sim Experience and Scion at iRace for Life, and they are going to have a Stage 4 simulator set up there with an AccuForce. So if you come, and if you've always wanted to try that setup, it's going to be there.
Yep.
So speaking of which, my Stage 4 is in parts laying on the ground. If you see, go to our Facebook page, you'll see I posted a picture, and it has begun, is what I wrote, but Stage 4 is in the process of being built. But
so many pieces.
Yeah. Anyway, back to iRace for Life. Grand prize, $2,500 site credit for main performance PC. Sim Experience is going to give away 10 SimVibe licenses. I Analyze Racing, they're going to be giving some year-long memberships and some shorter ones as well. We're going to have some Thrustmaster prizes there. Z1 Sim Dash is going to be giving away some licenses to their software. Going to be some Derek Spear Designs button box, iRacing credits, and then the racing. Oval and road racing going on with prizes. Those prizes are going to be given away for those. And there's going to be classes. Pretty much for sure, David Cater is going to be coming back. And Wyatt Gooden, and they're going to be doing multiple classes on racecraft, setup, all sorts of cool stuff. Russell Hodgson of Z1 Sim Dash is going to be there again this year, or not again this year, for the first time this year. He's going to be talking about his Z1 Sim Dash software. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but the guy that has developed iAnalyze Racing, he's going to be there doing a class on that. There's Tim Hanford, by the way. So anyway, I can't wait for iRace for Life again this year. John, I'm really looking forward to having you there with me this year. We're gonna have a blast.
I can't wait. Every week we roll some of these images from the past, and it's kind of like, this place is insane.
It is.
Can't wait.
So come join us if you guys can. Plenty of time to plan. April 27th through the 29th. There's going to be rigs set up there. You can race from the stage 4. So if you wanted to get on that oval and road racing, you don't have to have an iRacing account. You don't have to have a rig. Just show up, and you can win a prize and have some fun doing some local racing with a bunch of great guys. So anyway, John, why don't you take? I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm about to lose my voice here.
Okay.
Poll question, I think, is what you got next.
Poll question, which, by the way, is there a poll question popping up for everyone? Because we're trying to implement it into YouTube this week.
Let me see if I'm getting it here.
And to be honest, it's there, and hopefully it works. If it's not, then we'll have to come up with a backup plan.
Yeah, YouTube gave us the option to add. It is. It's working.
There it is.
So if you click up above my head, like up right over here, there's a little like exclamation point. If you click on that, question is, how many sims a week do you drive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus. So basically, how many different titles, right? That's how you.
Yeah, because I mean, and I kind of brought it up last week, is I'm always kind of amazed when I look in our forums or just around. There's some people who, they seem like they play everything, which I'm thoroughly impressed. I know for a number of years I've kind of stuck to just like 1 or 2 titles myself and really try to focus on those. So want to see how much you guys are jumping around. Are you focusing on a single title, or are you playing everything?
So they're not seeing it. They're saying they're not seeing it.
They're not seeing it. So why are we seeing it and we're
so
not?
It's not going to show up. There should be, again, right here. Now Wim's saying it works. There should be a little exclamation point. Click on that exclamation point, and the poll will open up.
I actually think it might be a little I.
Someone voted it. Or is it an I?
I think it's a little I.
It is an
info.
I. Yeah.
Upside down.
More info. So if you hover up, it might not show it, but you have to hover up where I was pointing. I'm going to point to it again here. Right about here. We're delayed over here. Waiting for it to show up on where you guys are seeing. Anyway, if you hover over here with your mouse, a little icon there, I'm pointing to it. I can see it on the screen, but it's there. Everybody's seeing it. Cool. Do our poll live. It'll be cool to see what happens. Now, can we see results live?
Allegedly, we can see results live. So we'll play with that later in the show, maybe in Q&A.
Well, I'm going to vote on it right now. Oh, yeah, cool.
There you go. You vote and it pops right up.
So right now, 50% say 5 plus.
Wow.
So it looks like 4 people have voted.
Wow, and then click on the more click on the more info at the very top there.
That just opens it up.
Opens up. Okay. Well, that is cool. Maybe that's a new way to integrate the poll question every week.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Is to go about it that way.
Real time.
Yeah.
Real time action here on Inside Sim Racing.
Good job, YouTube.
Good job, John. John's the one that implemented that. So there's our poll question for the week. And now we're on to some more news.
Now we're on to news. And the first news item is, not that one, is from RaceRoom. And they released some images last week of the Bentley Continental GT3 car, which we saw, which they announced they were going to have back in the summer. The first images we've seen.
That is a badass looking car.
It's a badass car. I can't wait for it. And then they also announced the Formula RaceRoom Junior, which it's a fictional car, but it reminds me a lot of like a Formula V car that's like in-game stock car.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a starter open wheel car where it's no aero, super light. I think they have it at 545 kilograms, which I forgot what the conversion was to pounds, but it was like nothing. So
I'm gonna look that up because it is like nothing. That's like, isn't kilograms larger than pounds?
Yeah, I think it's like 1,300 pounds. Maybe it's even less.
1,200 pounds.
1,200, okay. So, yeah, that's super light. Then the Bentley, on the other hand, is 2,866 pounds, which is actually fairly light for that giant car. But yeah, I'm really excited about the Bentley, and I'm definitely interested in what this little Formula car can be with 145 horsepower. But
Should be a lot of fun.
should be a lot of fun. But that Bentley V8, I cannot wait. Which and the interesting thing about that I noted in the blog did last week, this adds to a very long list of items coming to RaceRoom.
They're really rounding out that title, both on the car side and on the track side. Speaking of which, we need to get back on there. We got the beta, and we got to try driving that car.
Yes.
Maybe both those cars are available.
Yes, we need to try that. Billy needs to try that.
Yes.
Get some videos for you guys. But yeah, besides those two cars, there's also the Audi prototype car that's due to be released. VLN cars. There's a classic one, and then there's the Audi TT VLN. Classic IMSA cars. There was the Nissan and the Mustang.
That we test drove a week or two ago.
Exactly. And then they have the Nordschleife coming. So it is quite the list, and I'm kind of waiting for all of a sudden these to be released and for us to have a whole bunch of new content.
Yeah. You know what I'm wondering about this? You know, a lot of people are, not everybody, but a lot of people are talking, and it's not going to be me because I just bought $1,000 worth of monitors, but a lot of people are talking about going VR with the Oculus, which is only going to support DX11.
Yes.
So where is that going to leave titles like RaceRoom that's really starting to grow, and you know, people aren't going to be able to play it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. That could be, I don't know. They could get left behind. We'll see, and then we'll see what comes out with the Vive, and see if that's going to be DX9 compatible. But then again, I don't know why anyone who is a company is creating VR, why they would, mess with DX9. It's so dated.
Why?
I agree. And it'd be a lot of work, and I'm sure it runs poorly.
Well, and on the flip side, why haven't more developers in our genre made the jump? So iRacing made the announcement that, and we talked about that last week on the show, that in the next build in March, you're going to have the option to run DX11 with DX9 being the default. And then it's going to swap at the build after that, and then eventually DX9 is going to be discontinued.
Yep.
But think about the other titles that are not planning to and haven't made that jump. rFactor 2, Live for Speed, RaceRoom, Game Stock Car, or Automobilista.
Yep.
So those titles are going to be left in the lurch as far as VR goes. So all you guys that are wanting to go VR, you're going to be limited if you wanted to run. Oh, Avenge is saying that DX11 thing isn't true.
It isn't?
Well, yeah, they're right now the DX9 works with the DK2, but I've heard the CV1, the new version that's coming out, is not. So, Richard, maybe you can clarify that. Anyway, bottom line is they need to make the jump. All these developers need to make the jump.
They need to make the jump anyway. If you guys watch the graphics card review I did of the GTX 970, I watched it. It was awesome. Glad someone did. But it was very obvious a DX11 title versus a DX9. And all the DX9s pretty much had their struggles. rFactor 2 is probably the only one that ran halfway decent, but iRacing, Game Stock Car, and RaceRoom, they're all fine if you're running out there by yourself. But the second you put cars out there, or even some of the more challenging tracks, they were just tanking on the frame rates. So it has to happen. It has to happen, and I'm really kind of waiting here for some of these other developers when they're going to announce, going to DX11.
Yep.
And DX12 before we know it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into that. We could talk about going down the rabbit hole. We'll go down the whole DX11, 12 for fresh rates, latency. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. So, next up, Project Cars.
Project Cars, which I maybe have queued up here. Whoops. Oh, that's not what
That's
I
right.
want to show.
That's rFactor 2.
That's rFactor 2. So Project Cars, they have a new car pack coming, and we found out today it's going to be titled the, I think, U.S. Car Pack. And it contains a whole lot of pretty awesome cars, as you see in the Corvette C7R, the Cadillac ATS-R GT3. It has the DW12 Delora IndyCar, and then the NASCAR Ford Fusion stock car, which is actually 2016 edition when you'll see when the images roll through, which I'm actually quite impressed because like when they released the V8 supercar back last month, it was the previous generation V8, and I was kind of bummed that they weren't going with the latest and greatest, but they are with the NASCAR. Now, the DW12 they're showing here, that's with the standard Delora body aero kit, which it would have been nice to see them get a Chevy or Honda kit, but that gets a little, I know that gets a little tough considering now how the manufacturers are updating every year. And there's an image of the free car coming, which we don't know yet, but believe that's an Aston Martin, because it looks very much like an Aston Martin interior. So, and there's a shot of the Ford with fake sponsors and fake Goodyear labeling.
Well, yeah, I don't think they don't have the NASCAR license, so
No.
they're probably not going to have any. They probably have the Ford license,
Yes.
Ford Fusion, but they don't have NASCAR license, so I don't think we're going to see any real liveries. Also, Project Cars came out with a patch last week, or an update for the PC. The PS4 is this week, and the Xbox One is next week. The biggest update is the new V8 sounds. 7 vehicles had some tweaks and fixes applied. Road America had some stuff changes. Silverstone Classic. They reworked the tires, reworked some vintage tires to get a better average temperature increase. We mentioned the Ford Falcon reworked the vehicle sounds to a closer match of the real car. So remember, it was not right.
No, the sounds weren't right.
And a fix for PC joypad and steering wheel buttons not registering.
So yeah, that update, I don't remember if you mentioned it, came out on the PC last week, out on the PS4 this week, Xbox One next week.
You're not listening to me.
I wasn't listening.
That's how I knew, because I said it. It's okay. It's your birthday.
That's right. I can repeat if I want to.
That's right. Anything you want today, John.
But yeah, another update, another fairly minor update. You know, it's kind of like they come out with updates every month, but they're just kind of, I don't know, fixing little things here and there.
Yep.
We haven't had like a real good one since like probably update 5, I think was a good one, 5.0. But yep, but at the very least they're updating, and that Ford Falcon got fixed on the sounds because that was definitely not quite right at release.
Mark McEwen. Anyway, you just asked a great question. We'll get to that in Q&A. I just copied it. So just want to let you know, so you don't have to ask again. So this is like the week of the patch again. So another patch that came out for a title that's starting to see some more life now all of a sudden. Live for Speed.
It is.
0.6M. 0.6M.
Not to be confused with the past one was 0.6K, which I don't understand.
What happened to L? They skipped L.
I don't quite understand the alphabet system that they're rolling through with these updates. But yeah, and I'm realizing now I didn't.
No pictures?
I didn't put the blog post. There was no pictures to show. But
John!
I was gonna put the blog post in there.
It's his birthday.
And I blanked out. So clearly it's my birthday, and that's my
Anyway,
excuse.
that's a short one anyway. Rockingham track is updated with some fixes and interface and improvements. They've made some, and it's just a bunch of little tweaks. Interface, borderless window system, multiplayer, layout editor, simultaneous races on one host, which is an in-sim application developed by the community. Some tweaks to VR, hot lapping, and AI driver fixes.
Yeah. So like I said, a lot of minor stuff. I mean, there was, nothing revolutionary there.
No.
So it was really. I think I worded it as it was like the janitor coming through and cleaning up after the party that was 0.6K. Because 0.6K was a big update.
Yes.
Rockingham, the graphics and all that kind of stuff, and now this is like, okay, let's clean up a little bit around here.
Yep. But it's great to see that they're breathing some new life into that title because
Yes.
they were like on hiatus for years. I mean, they come out with maybe one patch a year, if that, for like since 2008.
Yeah.
We started the show in 2007, and then we covered it in 2008, and maybe going into 2009, and then silence. They were supposed to come out with the Scirocco and Rockingham. So Rockingham was they no kidding, they announced it in 2008, and I think it was supposed to come out that Christmas in 2008.
Damn, just missed the
Only
deadline.
7 years behind schedule. So anyway, but I got to say, you know what? Our LFS, Live for Speed, was ahead of its time as far as physics go and force feedback. So if they can just catch up graphically now and content-wise,
Yeah.
that would be a contender in our sim world.
Yeah.
You know, we don't. It's really never even on our radar. You still haven't even really driven it.
I haven't driven it. No.
Did you drive it when we did the drift thing
Uh.
for the Fanatic handbrake?
Yeah. I did drive
drove
it
it
there.
briefly.
So briefly.
You haven't actually like tried to drive it.
No.
Drifting's
No,
totally
drifting. Yeah,
different
and I
form
was a wrecking mess. So.
So anyway, next up, rFactor 2 Toban coming.
Yes, Toban.
An rFactor 1 favorite.
Yeah, and this was one I couldn't quite remember from rFactor 1 because I don't think I ever drove it because I was so. By the time I was driving rFactor 1, I was all mod tracks.
I guarantee I drove it. I'd have to get on track to see how much I remember. I mean, actually, that looks familiar. I think that's the back straight right there. From what I remember, it was a fun track.
Yeah, it's a, and for those who don't know, it's a fictional track in, I guess, Toban, Indiana, which I assume is fictional, unless I'm just really bad at my Indiana geography. And it's 2.5 miles long. And yeah, I don't know. I think, honestly, it's pretty much just bringing it up to rFactor 2 graphics. You know, they mentioned one thing that was kind of cool. They painted the curbs yellow where they used to be blue. And if you see some of the paint chips, you can see some of the blue paint underneath the yellow.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, oh, that's a nice little touch. But yeah, pretty much just bringing it up to rFactor 2 standards. And apparently it was a popular one. I don't know if a lot of you guys, as Wim just said, best RF1 track ever. So apparently a lot of people
they probably added the real road
yeah,
features and that kind of stuff.
that too. So yeah, it's going to be, I'm sure there's been plenty of people looking forward to it. And when it comes out, I definitely want to try it out now because I want to see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, from what I remember, if it's the track I'm thinking of, it was a lot of fun. So anyway, really looking forward to that coming out. 2.5 miles, did you say that?
2.5 miles. So a short one.
Oh, no firm release date on it. That's what I was going to say.
Ah, that's right. Yes, they gave it the old hashtag soon. Or
Yeah.
I gave it the old hashtag soon.
Hey, you're going to start like having trending hashtag soons.
Yeah, but
Soon.
I mean, iRacing started the whole soon thing, but I definitely try to apply the hashtag soon to
We needed to
all
become
sim
a
titles.
trending topic on Twitter.
Exactly. Next up, Driveclub released an update, and it is update 1.26, and we haven't done a whole lot of covering of Driveclub, but keep on having people on Facebook and Twitter ask us to cover it. So, gonna try to jump back in here and maybe get some help from Billy on this. But yeah, they came out, the biggest news of the update 1.26 was the hardcore mode, where you could turn all assist off, traction control, stability control, everything off. I believe this is a Ferrari, sliding around in the rain.
This is another one you haven't really tried, have you?
No, we've only drove this briefly when we did the first look on the T150. So,
I'm interested to try it with the new update with the hardcore mode.
I am too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't have really too much, pre-experience going into it. So, but it's be interesting to see what the hardcore is like, and see, how hardcore is it,
It needed that. That was one of the things that I felt it was lacking. It's a decent title. The only downfall really is that it runs at 30 frames a second, and so it's not. You're not getting 60 frames, so it's not, and it's not jittery. It's just you can tell it's running at 30.
Yeah.
I mean, graphically, it looks beautiful. I mean, it looks like a next gen type, new gen now, or current gen, I should say.
Yeah.
It looks like a current gen title, so So someone saying, Rotten Steam says, I wish every sim had the graphics from Driveclub.
Ah.
I agree. They're beautiful. Did my mouse just die? No, it didn't.
See, the graphics are good. Now we just got to get it to run in more frames.
So yeah, what I was going to say too is, and John just kind of briefly mentioned it, I think this is going to be our first test drive for Billy, is to have him boot up. I'm pretty sure he's got Driveclub, and he's got a PS4.
Yep.
So we're going to potentially have Billy do hardcore mode in Driveclub, give us his take on it.
Yep. Okay. We are now, where are we at now? Oh, okay.
Oh wait, there was some other things about that update. There's a new track, Scotland, Old
Yes.
Town, and new and refreshed features. And then they're going to have a No Limits expansion pack that's going to be available on February 23rd with 6 new tour events, 5 PSN trophies, two cars, a Honda Civic Type R and a Nissan Skyline GT. I'm not even going to go all the rest of the letters there. There was motorcycles too.
There are motorcycles in the game.
Which I haven't tried that either. I'd like to give that a try. I don't know if you need that as a DLC, but...
I believe, I fired it up the other day, and I believe it was all there.
Oh.
I think. I'll have to check. It was there at least in the menus.
That a try.
But they do have a lot of cars. I'll give them that. Like, they have a lot of really cool, exotic...
You can't drive a lot of them unless you unlock them. I think, from what I recall.
Throws the keyboard. Oh, I pressed buttons. Oh, good. We're on to our next subject.
That's what we're going to talk about anyway.
Perfect. So, announcement came out this past week that GT Legends may be getting revived. And pretty much what it was is...
I got the full story here.
Okay, you roll.
Got it from B-Sim Racing, Wim's blog on it. Simon Lundell, who was a staff member of the former Swedish video game developer Simbin, who is now Sector 3, has announced that he will be heading a new developer startup called Tiny Feet Studios. And they are planning to release a new installment of the now 11-year-old, man, I'm starting to feel old, 11-year-old but popular Simbin GT Legends racing simulator. And we get some footage of the original. Sam, I just grabbed this from YouTube. I think this is a GT40 at Le Mans. Man, that was a great title. I just booted it up the other day when we were doing the AccuForce review. Basically, GT Legends. You're all.
I'm all broken.
Here, aren't you?
I somehow killed the video.
Anyway, GT Legends used the same, basically, graphics and physics engine as rFactor. So, Simbin had purchased, and I still to this day think that RaceRoom has some original code from back in those days. People will disagree with me, but man, I gotta tell you, the UI is almost like, not the looks of the UI, but a lot of the things that you can tweak and stuff.
Yeah, like the mapping of it and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff, which makes sense. I mean, look at iRacing. They still got stuff back from Grand Prix. Was it not Grand Prix?
Dave Kemmer said that there's code all the way back from the original stuff.
Okay.
You know, it just continues to get updated.
Indy 500.
I don't know about that far. Maybe. John Samai also said the same thing. He's got code, in rFactor from, I think he used to build simulators for the military. So, anyway, so in 2013, Simon left Simbin due to the studio's financial difficulties, and Simbin changed their name to Sector 3. But ever since his departure, he's set out to bring the famed GT Legends franchise back to the modern PC scene. So anyway, if you want to keep up to date with the development, I'm sure you'll hear about it either through us, B-Sim Racing, Virtual R, a bunch of the different sites. But you can go to Tiny Feet Studios. Bring that image up again. Or are we off that already?
Oh, I can try to bring it up. I might break it.
You can do this, John.
No promises today, apparently. And go. Which I did go to this website, and there isn't much more than this there.
There isn't more than that there. But yeah, this is at tinyfeetstudios.com. So anyway, if you want to keep track of what's going on there, you can bookmark that and check it out as things develop. We already talked about that, so we can dump that. We're rolling right along here.
We are.
We are 45 minutes in, so we better be rolling right along.
That's true. So, jumping into some other topics that I don't have anything to show you, which apparently I didn't have anything to show you on a couple of the other topics, so...
We were just going to talk about it anyway.
We're just going to talk about it anyway, but you mentioned at the top of the show, Forza Motorsport 6, a bunch of rumors that come into the PC. I've heard...
And Horizon.
And Horizon 3, yeah. And I guess the story is that Microsoft wants to boost their new PC...
The store.
The Windows 10 store.
Right.
And so they're now talking about taking Xbox One exclusives and allowing you to play it on the PC. Essentially, you buy the Xbox One game, and then you get a code to unlock it on the PC.
So what if...
Which would be awesome. That means you have an extra Xbox copy you can sell or something.
So what if you just want it on the PC? I'm assuming if you have to buy a copy no matter what.
Yeah, you have to buy a copy no matter what. I find it kind of silly that if you just want it for the PC, because I mean they're trying to get more sales at the store, so I assume they let you go and buy it from the store only. So, but anyway, there's been different rumors. I guess there's an event on February 25th that's been kind of circled as maybe a potential for Microsoft announcing it.
What event?
I don't remember what it was called now. I don't remember what it was called. But but I guess one of the big ups there at Xbox is presenting, and then it could also be later on in the year. Maybe it's an E3 thing.
I hope it's not a crappy port. I don't see. You know what? I know the guys at Turn 10, and I don't see that. I see them. And matter of fact, I asked them about that when I was there. Was it last year or the year before?
Year before.
Wow, it's been 2 years already. I asked them about a PC port, and they talked about that. We're not going to say it's never going to happen. They hinted that it could happen, but I could see them going all out and making it, not just a port, but a title that holds its own on the PC.
Yes.
So that would be awesome.
I hope they do.
I do too.
Because, and unfortunately, since we did our review on it, I haven't really gone back to play, honestly, because we've been busy doing other things. But I'd like to because it's such a good, just like pick up and go through career type game. And if it was on,
it's always been one of my favorites.
And if it was on my PC and just ready to roll there, that'd be nice. And then also PC, then it's like maybe will they allow triple screens?
Well, they used to allow it on Forza 4 with three Xbox 360s plugged in, which was like one of the only games that actually did that.
Yeah. And plus, Forza 6 is probably one of my favorite graphics out there.
Well, it does work now. They did it at E3.
That's right, they did it at
E3. Gamescom, in that full motion VRX simulator that they had. As a matter of fact, it used to show on our intro for the show.
Yeah.
Me driving it.
Yeah.
I think it's still.
I think it's still there.
So anyway, that would be awesome.
That'd be awesome, and
I think there was some other titles too that were Xbox exclusive. They were talking about not racing related.
Yeah, no. There's a couple. There was one or two, and I can't remember the names. They are confirmed that they're going to be coming to the PC, and they're in-house Microsoft exclusives.
Yeah, they're basically called developers that are like slightly mad. Those companies are third-party developers.
Yes.
Turn 10 is considered a first-party developer.
Yep.
Even though it's Turn 10 Studios, Microsoft basically finances them.
Yep.
So,
which is a good place to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently by some of the parties that you've told me about they've had over the years.
Oh, man. They spare no expense. It's no secret. I really like the guys at Turn 10. I'm friends with a lot of them, and actually, I miss those guys. If they watch the show, how you guys doing? John and I want to come to the studio again. John needs to have a tour.
Yes.
Anyway, actually, maybe we can do something set up. Oh, Quantum and Gears 4. Gears of War, I think, is the name.
Yep, that's it.
Quantum Break. It'd be cool to go there to check out the PC version if that's going to be going on.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Let's start working on it.
So next up, did we put this link in the description, by the way? If not, I'll do it right now. Actually, I can put it here in the chat.
I did not.
All right, I'm going to put this in chat. I am putting a link to join us for the 12 Hours of Sebring. We are going to have multiple teams for the iRacing 12 Hours of Sebring. It's going to be run on March 12th. And we want some other teams out there. So we're going to have 2 Daytona prototype teams for sure.
Yes.
With Fabio and Bruno DiCarmo. Us 2, Scott Holmes, and I haven't asked Billy yet, but we'd like to get maybe Billy Strange to join us to fill out those 2 cars. So there'll be 6 drivers, three drivers each. And then we'd like to have some other inside sim racing teams. So we'd like some of you guys. Wim, how about joining us? We want some GT3 teams. We'll put a B-Sim Racing logo on the car that you're in, buddy. But anyway, I just put a link in the chat. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to add it to the description of our show here too. So the people that are watching the on-demand show can click on it. Actually, I'm going to put it right after or right before the news here, so it's right up top.
Perfect. Want me to go on about Daytona?
Yeah.
Okay, and then another iRacing related event news. The iRacing Daytona 500 is going on this week, and since that's part of the whole season NASCAR iRacing series, there's multiple times to drive. The first event, actually, the first race as part of the Daytona 500 is actually going on right now. So, yeah, I assume none of you guys are racing in it, but
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Very impressed. Very impressive. That'll be the future. We'll just drive with our minds, multitasking.
You know, I gotta say, in my opinion, I mean, I see why they're doing it. They want a bunch of different people to be able to participate in this.
Yeah.
But to me, it kind of takes away from it being a special event.
I agree. I definitely prefer, and that's one of the reasons why I think also lean a little more towards endurance races, is they're all just one event. The Daytona 500 used to be that. One race.
All of them used to.
Yeah, show up, and if you crash early, you're done.
Yeah.
But now they have
You don't have 5 chances.
No, so yeah, so they got Wednesday, they got today. There's a race going off at 2 o'clock GMT Friday, which is Friday night here in the States.
So they got fixed and open.
Fixed and open, yeah.
So actually, the first fixed race is going on right now.
Okay.
And then the first open race is going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. our time here.
Thursday night.
That's Thursday 2 a.m. GMT.
That's right.
Anyway, there's more than 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fixed, and 1, 2, 3, 4 open.
Okay.
So there's 9 different Daytona 500s going on.
Yeah. So pretty much, so if you're looking to drive the fixed Daytona 500, you have an attempt every single day, it looks like, to try to run that.
Last one is Sunday 6 p.m. Pacific time, our time, or 9 p.m. Eastern. So anyway, you know what? My rig's in pieces, so I'm not going to race in it. And, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I usually run really well in the draft, restrictor plate tracks. And I've told you this, you're probably laughing.
I am.
I have the worst luck. I had an incredible setup last year for the open race. Sat on the pole in my split and was taken out on lap 10 by a friggin' lap car. Did I talk about this on the show recently?
Oh, at least once.
Anyway, so if you want to take part in the Daytona 500, now's the time. Kicks off now. By the way, someone was asking earlier, are we going to watch the Daytona 500?
Yeah.
What's that dumb commercial they've been playing here in the States? It's the Daytona
Day.
It's Daytona Day. Da, 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 da.
Showing a bunch of like 20-year-old LA models running around in Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick gear.
That is the dumbest racing commercial. I've joked with John. There's like nobody that's in that commercial that's going to watch that race.
No.
So anyway, are we going to watch Daytona 500? Of course, definitely.
We're the demographics. We should be in that commercial.
Exactly.
That's what we're saying, Fox.
Yep. So, by the way, Wim just said I don't get the oval rules, waiting for a tutorial video. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get somebody at the iRace for Life seminar to put something on like that. And we're going to air, those classes, and you are one of the main reasons why I'm asking for that class. I thought it would be cool, though, because Wyatt's going to do like an introduction to road racing.
Yep.
And I'd love to see David Cater do an introduction to oval racing.
Yes.
So then, like, the hardcore road racing guys can go to the oval class, and the hardcore oval guys can go to the road racing class. And then we can air both of those for guys that are getting started in either discipline.
Yes. No, that'd be perfect.
So I'm working on it, Wim.
I like that. We're passing the buck to someone else.
I'm working on it, Wim, just like you're working on our logo. I'm just kidding, buddy. Don't even. You know what? Our logo's set now.
Yeah, we're rolling with it. Let's see. Oh man, now we're on to the best part of the show.
This is. I've been really looking forward to talking about this. Hold on. Let me get this Q&A question really quick.
Okay.
Mark Cunningham, I just grabbed your question, adding it to the list. We're gonna get to Q&A here in a minute. This was freaking awesome. So, last week on the show. Somebody had I'm sorry, what's the guy's name here? Wayne Francis. Yes. And he's in chat. I saw him. He's in chat today. And he's in this picture, it looks like, too.
Yes.
Said that he met John's doppelganger at I think he works at a candy shop.
A coffee shop, I believe.
Coffee shop?
I believe it's coffee shop. I believe it's coffee grounds in the background.
Yeah, I think you're right. Coffee shop. So, pull it up,
Mark
John.
Cunningham, I just grabbed your question.
You guys check out John's doppelganger. Is that like the spitting image for John or what?
So,
do the same exact
week on the
head
show,
tilt there, John.
Wait.
Somebody had what's the guy's name?
Mouth closed.
Wayne Francis.
Look at the same
He's in
beard,
chat.
same
Sorry.
head
He's in
shape,
chat.
almost the same haircut.
He's in this picture.
Is that freaking eerie or what?
I don't know. That's a good-looking guy.
I think he works at a candy shop.
I have to say myself.
Wayne, thank you so much for doing that for us. Funny thing is, I showed my wife the picture before saying, I said, who does this look like? I didn't tell her that it was your doppelganger. She's like, that looks like John. It is a candy shop. I was right.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, people are Earth to John. What they do look alike. Anyway, that was great. Again, Wayne, thank you for sharing that with us. That was freaking awesome. And I think you're in the UK, Wayne. Let me know in chat here. But if we're ever over there, man, we got to get you like next to the dude and have you guys like do the same look,
I mean,
the same musketeer look.
Yeah, that is really spot on. I mean, I've had people say like you look like this person or that person, and normally it's just like a skinny, short white kid with a beard. It's kind of like
people similar but not quite. Oh, come on.
Oh, that's pretty close.
I think it's very close. I think one of the biggest differences, that guy has dark eyes. John's got blue eyes.
Yeah.
I think they looked a lot alike. You guys are freaking crazy if you don't think so. Obviously, Wayne thought so. But anyway, again, thanks, Wayne, for sharing that with us. That was really cool.
You find any more doppelgangers in the world?
Yeah, share them with us. I know, you're pointing at me.
Want to send us some Eddie Cheever photos?
We could just grab some of those ourselves. I'm sure we could find plenty.
I know.
All right, so...
Rolling in the Q&A, I believe.
Yeah, and our first question is actually, I'm going to call it the letter of the week. And it's from a guy named, let me pull it up here, Pedro from Belgium. And he sent me a long letter asking me a bunch of questions. And he has been gaming since, he probably is close to my age if he's been gaming this long. Atari Pong, he had the original Nintendo, Wii U, now he's got an Xbox One. So anyway, he had some questions for us. And there was a comment, too, that I can't wait to share. Let me see if I get to his question. I have his whole email here. Okay, so he's got an Xbox One, and he's got pretty much every racing game on the Xbox One. He's got a Thrustmaster TX 458 Italia, and now he's struggling to get the T3PA Pros in Europe. So he wants to install a load cell or brake mod, but his question is it worth it to buy the T3PA non-pro version? Okay. So that's his first question.
Buy that and then put a load cell on it?
Well, he's just asking, is it worth it to buy just the non-pro versions? And I'd say yes. With the conical brake mod, it's definitely a huge upgrade from the stock pedals.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And Bowden Solution makes a load cell for those pedals. It's quality.
Yeah, we race it all the time.
So you could update those pedals to get a load cell. Now, I'm surprised you can't find the pros in Europe. Maybe somebody like Wim or somebody can help you out with a location. But the pros are definitely better, and you have more options as far as load cells go with the pros. You can get a Ricmotech or a Bowden load cell mod. But I like the regular T3PA pedals.
Someone just pointed out we missed the American Truck Simulator in the news section.
Oh, let's go back.
We threw. Are we through on that?
Did I not bring it over? I didn't add it to this script. You know, we had it in the other one. We could pull it over right now.
Well, that's okay.
That's why we missed it.
Okay. Well, I'll roll a little.
Let me finish this Q&A
Okay,
from
let's finish
Pedro.
that first. Good catch.
But yeah, good catch. We'll get to that in a second here. So anyway, so he was asking what's better if he plays on the console. Yeah, a load cell is definitely going to enhance your braking. So if you can work that out, definitely try to do that. So now his next question is, or his comment and question, hopefully my spouse will offer me a good leather or suede wheel for Father's Day. Besides, maybe you can help her to choose the best one. Laughing out loud because she's watching your live show also. Maybe John is the reason for this. So John, why don't you give a shout out to Natalie, which is
Hi, Natalie.
Pedro's wife.
Thanks for watching.
So anyway, Natalie, you should get Pedro the 599 Alcantara rim for the Thrustmaster base.
Yeah, and someone else asked earlier. I actually just copied it. Asking, I think it was Reboy GTR, asked the same thing, whether she should get the GTE or the 599. Get the 599 rim.
Yes, for sure. And then his last question was, he had multiple questions. He wrote me a book, but Pedro, thanks for...
That's why it's the email of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Will iRacing or another sim racer ever make it to the Xbox or another racing sim with some kind of reputation that you can build up? On an iRacing level, I think it's a ways out for us to ever see something like that. I mean, Forza 6 talked about their multiplayer career or,
Yeah.
you know, that whole thing, and it didn't look like it was anything close to what iRacing is.
No.
You know, the closest sims you're going to get on the Xbox One, Assetto Corsa is coming in April. Project Cars now, F1 2015, which you have. That's as close as you're going to get. Because he was talking about how he's jealous about hearing us racing on iRacing. And he, by the way, going back on Pedro's gaming career, he had a PC and he was tired of playing catch-up. You know, always getting new video cards, and then the day after he buys it, it's obsolete.
Yep.
That happened to me. I bought a 780 Ti, and then all of a sudden the 980's out. I'm like, really? I just bought this freaking thing, spent $700 on it, and it was out of date the day I bought it. So... Anyway, so that's, Pedro, I know you had another question, and maybe I'll answer that one on the side, but that's going to wrap up Pedro's question. Thank you for your question, and thank you for watching the show. We really appreciate it. And I don't know if you were in chat. I haven't been keeping up because I was reading. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Obviously you do, and Natalie's watching. Maybe she's watching because of me, though, because they're closer to my age. Anyway, next up, so...
American Truck Simulator?
Oh, let's go to that. Yep.
Let's go back, because, yeah, we did...
Do you have it? Want me to pull it up here?
Sure. Whoa, why is... Oh, there it goes. Just took a second. So, there was an update this week to not only fix a couple kind of important things, but also release the Kenworth W900 truck, which I believe I got that right. And pretty much this is a traditional old school truck here in the US. And they, like I was saying last week, the development team actually wanted to have this be a launch truck, but Kenworth wanted to use it as something a little newer. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet truck. I'm excited to have it. I want to play it, but right now we only have American Truck Simulator loaded on your rig, which
we can load it on yours.
Is currently in pieces. So
that's a cool old school truck.
I love the paint
schemes. Yeah, look at the freaking rattlesnake.
There's an America. There it is. Yeah. So this is a great
America.
This is a great looking America type truck. But besides releasing that truck, which I don't know if you have them up, but I'll remember off the top of my head. A couple of the updates included you can now do a right-hand turn on red. I guess they don't have that over there.
Wait a second. You know what? I remember when you were test driving.
I thought to that too, but I think it might have turned just green then. I'm not
sure.
sure.
It might have been green as you started your turn.
Yeah, because I feel like there was one time where it allowed me to do that. But anyway, I guess that was an issue. So now, if you're allowed to, since not all intersections you can do it, you can make a right-hand turn on red. They also made the speed limit not quite as strict, so you get a little more time to slow down and not get a ticket, which I could have used.
Well, you can't do it with a cop right in front of you.
He's in front of me. He's not behind me.
You were barreling down on him.
What's he got the gun pointed back over his shoulder? What is this? This is crap. Anyway.
Well, there was a way of catching you speeding before radar was involved.
I know, they'd have to follow you for so many seconds and track your miles.
But he was probably going the speed limit, and you were bearing down on him.
I wasn't bearing.
You almost rear-ended him, dude.
There was total
I'm just
car
kidding.
length. And then the other update was...
Yeah, and by the way, it's not in the script.
It's not in the script?
I
Man.
must have overrode it somehow.
That's okay.
Go to your blog.
Oh, I know what they're going to add more speed limit signs. It's not out in this update because it takes a little bit more time, but they're going to have more speed limit signs. And, and they also, that's right, in this update, they also reduced the dollar value of fines. So if you do still go out and get a speeding ticket, it's not going to cost you as much at the beginning of the game, so you're not poor starting off in your career. But I think it's going to be on a scale. So the further along you get into a career, the higher those fines are going to get as you have more money to pay.
By the way, I see my buddy Travis in chat. How's it going, Travis? Did I send you the pictures of Travis's rig?
No.
He sent me some pictures of his big rig.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, it was sweet. I told him I wanted a ride in it.
John the truck killer, that's for sure.
No, John is the transmission killer going back and forth trying to park. You never killed the truck. You never crashed it.
No. I mean, I did get hooked on around the one corner, but it happens. Okay, back to Q&A.
Yes.
Let's see. Had a question on Twitter, which isn't... I'm not having... There we go. I'm going to transfer over here. But the question was from Bruno Capoletti.
That sounds Italian.
It does. He says, from G27, G29, what's, I think, the next step up, best step up?
That's what my guess would be.
What's the first step up? I mean, even though it's kind of the same price range, we really like the Thrustmasters, the T300, TX if you need Xbox One compatibility. But
yep, T300.
Because, I mean, once you get above that, now you're getting up to Fanatic, and that's a good size step, because that's a big price difference.
If you're just coming onto the show, we have a poll. If you go and click or hover over, there's a little eye up here in the corner, and we have a poll. How many sims a week do you drive? See if I can get a refresh on this. It's not refreshing.
Well, that's no good.
Yeah, because right now it's like 2, 3, 4 people have done the poll. I know more people did it than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this question. Have you guys heard of this sim called iRacing? No offense, Allie. I hope that's either a joke or maybe you're just new to the show. Yeah, we know about iRacing.
We definitely covered it extensively. Let's see, another question from Banana Z73. John, Darren, everyone goes on about... Man, I gotta get this set up. Everyone goes on about the new Audi for iRacing, but haven't heard anything release date-wise for the Mercedes GT3. Mercedes is coming at the same next build, along with Audi. So 2 brand new GT3 cars, and also the Formula Renault 2.0 car, open-wheel car, is coming as well. So it's going to be a big build first week of March, I believe, for iRacing.
All right, I'm like jonesing on this.
Trying to figure out where that's at.
Yeah, I want to see I want like live poll stats here. Maybe I should have voted. Have you voted?
I have not
Are
voted.
you logged in?
I have not voted. I can vote.
Oh wait, here I got them now. I went in on the back end. So how many sims a week do you drive? It was 5 plus 4, 3, 2, 1. So 12% said 5 plus, 7% have said 7% have said 4, 15% have said 3, 35% have said 2, and 28% said 1. So right now, so far, it's 35% on two sims or more.
Wow, that's impressive. Let's see. Oh, someone just picked up right here. I missed it. Oh, there it is. Asking her dog Tilly Bones. Good name. ATS review coming. I don't know. I was thinking about that today. If we would do American Truck Simulator review, I kind of wouldn't mind. Update.
Yes, we will do a review.
Update.
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should. Last week said we would have Sebastian Loeb out by now. Haven't, but I'm elbows deep into the edit of it. It'll be out. It should be out tomorrow, if not Friday. See what I did there? Give myself a little breathing room.
No, it needs to be out today. I don't care if it's your birthday. Get to work.
Get to work.
Matter of fact, get off the show and go get back to work.
Oh man, yeah. Reviews take a lot of editing. It's gonna be really good. I don't want to talk about it because we'll talk about it next week after it's been out there. But yeah, I think people will like it whether you're pro or against that Sebastian Loeb.
You know what? I do want to. We have beat it up a little bit in the last couple weeks, and I do want to. I mean, I want to make it up now, and who knows how many people that are going to watch that are actually still watching this show an hour and 9 minutes in. But we really enjoyed the PlayStation 4 version.
Yes.
Of Sebastian Loeb, where we were having issues with the PC version, and still are having issues.
Yeah.
It's definitely, we were talking about poor PC ports. That is a poor PC port. And now I can definitely say that after having a bunch of time on the PlayStation 4 and a bunch of time on the PC, I really enjoyed it on the PS4. Matter of fact, that's a title that we were talking about going back to Forza. I could see myself trying, I got that one by the way.
Yep.
I could see myself going back and playing that because I was having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It seems like it's a lot more optimized for the PS4.
Yeah.
We didn't try the Xbox One version, so we're not sure. Anyway, so that's a teaser for our review. And
Still watch the review. It's a good one.
It is a good one.
And instead of being a 42-minute marathon like the Forza review, it's 22 minutes, maybe even shorter. So.
Oh, you were up to 27, so you got it down to 22 now?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, so back to Q&A.
Alexander Barrel Legacy was the next one.
Okay, so you asked Banana Z's question.
I did,
I
yep.
must have been on the... Oh, I was looking at the poll.
Yep, took care of that.
Okay.
But Alexander asked, I wish I could fix my flickering interface issues so I can enjoy playing RaceRoom again. Any help would be welcome. Flickering interface, so is that in the menus or is that just your screen in general? I'm kind of curious what that is.
Well, maybe somebody in the in chat. I have no idea how to fix that.
I haven't had any flickering issues with RaceRoom. I've had frame rate issues with RaceRoom when there's a lot of AI cars around. Again, DX9 title. But besides that, it's been running fine.
Yep, same here. This was the question I said that I really like. Mark McQuillan. McQuillan? How would you pronounce that?
McQuillan? I don't know.
Mark McQuillan, we're going to say. If you guys were given an unlimited budget to create your own racing game and any discipline or mix of disciplines, what would it feature?
That's a very good question.
So, you know, we did a thing on, I think it was on a This Week Inside Sim Racing a long time ago, like the Ultimate Sim.
Yeah.
And basically it's taking parts from all the different sims out there. So iRacing would be multiplayer. You know, iRacing would probably get the tracks from iRacing.
Yeah.
You know, and then physics, it could vary from car to car. But pulling stuff from like a bunch of different titles to make the Ultimate Sim.
Yeah.
And for me, it would have dirt racing in it, you know, like stadium trucks and rally, and then also all the other types of racing that we love, endurance type racing. We would have them all in there, not one particular discipline. It'd have all the disciplines. You know, like even Live for Speed we were talking about earlier, you know, has some great features like your custom paints are automatically updated. And sure, like in iRacing, you can do trading paints, but Live for Speed, it was built in. So for me, it would be a bunch of different things from all the current titles to make one great title. Old school stuff, I'd love classic content. What about you?
Everything you said sounds great. I mean, it is hard because you do kind of want to be like kind of what you're saying. You might as well call that game sim racing.
Yeah.
You just cover
Ultimate sim racing.
Just cover everything. The racing game. One of these days, someone's going to come up with a real simple title that's going to do really well in SEO and hurt us as Inside Sim Racing.
So Mark, is Quill like Kill Bill? Kill?
Like, okay, so
McKillen.
McKillen. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like you were saying, if we kind of look what's out there, I like the iRacing multiplayer and pick up and play multiplayer, like their tracks. Physics-wise, I think a mix of like iRacing, a mix of rFactor 2, a mix of game stock car. There's different cars in all those titles that feel really good. What do I want graphics-wise? It's a good question. I like the cleanness of iRacing. I like some of the features of Assetto Corsa. Not the color palette as much.
Driveclub?
Have I played it?
It's really pretty. I mean, I don't want the frame rate of Driveclub, but I would want the eye candy.
Yeah.
From Driveclub.
Yeah. I definitely, I want a weather. I want transitions, day night. I want a weather system. I want a weather system where a sim ties in with a real weather, like a weather.com or whatever, whoever it is around the world, and they go and they replicate the actual weather at that place at that time to a certain extent. I think you should have, maybe you should have the temperature at like the high for that day, but I think you gotta have like min and maxes. Like if temperature is below, like, let's say 40 degrees Fahrenheit, it stops at 40. If it gets up to like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, just cap it there. So then you have a min and max. Then if you're racing in the wintertime and the track's buried underneath 5 feet of snow and it's cold, it's going to be a 40-degree race for you.
Did you see that video of Spa with the dude snowboarding behind, I think it was an Audi?
I didn't.
Being towed by an Audi on a snowboard?
Was he going
at Spa?
Going like up a Rouge?
I don't know if he went up a Rouge, but he was at Spa. There was snow. It was friggin' awesome.
Nice.
Bone Racer had a great comment on the Ultimate Sim. And he said, take the sound from RaceRoom,
yes,
the physics from rFactor 2, the graphics from Project Cars, and I would say
I differ there.
Visual. I like some of the visuals in Project Cars. I don't think it runs the most efficiently.
I don't like any of it.
And the multiplayer from iRacing, and he just created the Ultimate Sim. So again, I would like day-to-night transitions. rFactor 2's got that.
Yep.
I would like to see weather, which none of these titles have.
Not really.
I like to see the weather from like, I like a lot of the graphics in Codemasters F1 2015.
Yeah.
I like some of the quality of that. I'd like to see some of that. You know what I like to see? The weather from Forza 6.
Yeah.
With the puddles, but I want to see it. I want to see it dynamic.
Yes.
I want to see it changing. I want the puddles to be disappearing over time and drying out or getting deeper.
Yeah.
So anyway, we could go on. We could talk about that subject for the next 3 hours.
We could. Oh, and pit girls, of course.
Of course, gotta have the pit girls.
And have if they stand there too long, they pass it on your car. You ever see that video? It was like a Porsche Carrera Cup race, and it's an inside GoPro, and it's just before the race, and the real skinny like tall model there, and she just does this like falls on the car, passes out. It's really hot. It's like, oh,
you know what we got to do?
Don't dent the car.
We need to have like a question of the week and try to give away a code.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And like a mail of the week, we give away like RaceRoom gave us some codes. We gotta
use them.
Work on giving those out, but it'd be cool to give away like a code a week.
I agree.
Because that Mark McKillen, that was the question of the week right there.
Yes.
That's generating the most everybody's still talking about it, as a matter of fact. And like Grant just said, car list.
No, yeah, I saw it also with Forza. Those titles have a hell of a car list.
Yep. Rick Fast, what wheel rotation / angle do you guys use? I drive faster with tight rotation. Bit is less realistic on many cars.
A bit less. Yeah,
but it's a bit less.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? It depends on the title, really, and the type of car.
Yeah, at default, I run 900 degrees.
Me too.
It seems to cover the most number of cars, and I'm comfortable with it.
Well, like an iRacing,
iRacing will adjust them.
It'll adjust it down based on the type of car you're running.
Yeah. Other titles, I know like Game Stock Car, for an example. If I jump into the go-karts and the Formula cars, I'll go down to 540. Even Forza Motorsport 6, getting into the open-wheel cars, running at 540 was much better than 900. So it all depends. Even the Sebastian Loeb review kind of mentioned this, that I was running 900 and I dropped down to 540 and felt a lot better on most cars. But there was one, I jumped back into, I believe it's a modern Ford Fiesta rally car, and I was running at 540, and it was way too touchy. And I went back to 900 and it was perfect. So again, even within a title, cars are all different. I wish they all titles had it kind of like an iRacing, where you go and it sets up per car, so you don't have to jump out or jump into the settings in the game and adjust it from 900 to 540. That'd be a lot nicer.
Some of the titles are offering it in like the setup screen, like RaceRoom.
Yeah,
does.
Yes,
you can change it in there.
That's nice too. That's one thing that was bad. We didn't really talk about because we had so many other things to talk about in Sebastian Loeb, but you couldn't make those adjustments once you were in a race weekend. Once you were there at the racetrack, you couldn't change your steering wheel setup.
Interesting.
So you had to jump back out of the race weekend to the main menu and change it.
Man, the questions are rolling in. By the way, if you would, we would appreciate a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. If you're not, give us a thumbs down. We would appreciate the thumbs up. And subscribe to us on our channel here so we can get up to 200,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Got tons of questions coming in.
Okay, well, let me roll the next one here.
for it.
Mark Cunningham, is it worth upgrading the T3 PA pedals to T3 PA Pros? I feel like we get this question every week. Do you get more braking control from having them inverted? I'm somewhat, I don't know. I like the T3 PAs. I don't know.
Yeah, the T3 PAs are a great set of pedals. I mean, the only reason why I would say upgrade is if you wanted to invert them.
And I never ran them inverted.
I did. I honestly liked them the other way.
Did you?
The F1 style, the floor mounted.
Uh-huh.
I ended up flipping them back. Thing is, too, with the T3 PA Pros, you don't. We had to sit around here somewhere on the shelves, but anyway, you don't have as many mounting spots as you do with the as you do with the floor mounted.
Yeah.
When you invert them, you lose some of the, and they tend to kind of move a little bit on you. So I personally like them F1 style on the ground. If you have a set of T3 PAs, it's not really much of an upgrade unless you are inverting. Same brake mod, same conical brake mod. Both now have, the ability to add a load cell.
Yep.
So there you go, Mark. Reboy GTR.
I covered this earlier.
Oh, you did?
599XX. Yep.
Oh, okay, you did.
Yep, tied that in.
Travis, Time Runner 3R414. That is quite a handle there, Travis. Now that Gordon is out, who's your boy now? Who's your driver? So
I don't really.
For you guys not sure what we're talking about there, John's a huge Jeff Gordon fan.
Yep, I've worn the cap.
Jeff Gordon has retired and is now in the booth.
I'm still rooting for him. Rooting for him to do well in the booth and kill DWIs there.
And he is doing good.
He is.
I like him in the booth.
He's bringing a lot more insight into the modern cars. I don't really have a driver right now. I'm gonna watch the Daytona 500 and I'm sure I'll fire up the other races, but I'm probably gonna approach it right now a little more how I approach watching other racing, whether it be F1, IndyCar, any of the endurance stuff, where I just watch for good racing. I don't really have too much anyone to really root for. IndyCar, I do like Hinchcliffe. Definitely a big fan of Hinch. Have met him in real life. He was real cool. But Yeah, besides that, I more or less just watch to be entertained. So it'll go to that, and we'll see if I'm entertained. I mean, last year's NASCAR rules package wasn't that entertaining, and I was watching just to see Jeff Gordon go out there and win. And yeah, this year we'll see. Maybe we'll see if Chase Elliott, who took over his ride, if I can get on board there. I don't really have any feelings either way towards Chase at the moment, but he's on the pole for the race, so the car's still fast.
I'd like to see him do good. He seems like a good kid.
I like to see him do well, and also, him being a second-generation guy, Bill Elliott's son.
Exactly.
It would be great to see him, come into historic 24 and do well.
Yep, I agree. By the way, Reboy, you don't have to ask your question again. I got it, so we'll get to it in a minute. We just had a lot of questions today. We're not even halfway through, by the way.
I feel like we got this question the last couple of weeks. Redline Rossi, have you used the Track Racer RS8 yet? Please give me your first thoughts looking to purchase. We haven't built it yet. It's getting built this week.
Well, John, if you would hurry up on the friggin' Sebastian Loeb review.
I know, fired.
Just kidding, because I'm deep into the Stage 4. So
and that was part of it.
Yeah, and so Wim asked the question, are we going to do a Stage 4 unboxing? That would have been oh, there's Charlie. That would have been the longest unboxing video probably in the history of YouTube. It took me literally, what, was I working on that about 4 hours yesterday?
Yeah, just to get everything out of the box.
Yeah. I had, no kidding, 10 boxes, and I still haven't opened 2 of them. I got the floorboards there. I got the diamond plate floorboard there, and I have one of the side rail kits there. So to answer your question, Wim, no, I will not be doing an unboxing, but I am going to cover all of the different stages of the build. So first I'm going to do a Stage 1 build, and then I'm going to do Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4. So I'm going to do it in the different stages. So anyway, so I haven't built it. You know what? I'm going to turn the camera. I'm going to turn the camera on the rig. Okay. John, maybe can you turn the light for me? So you guys are wondering why this isn't done yet, and I put some pictures of it on Facebook. But look at all the parts, and then on top of that, I got to do the actuators and all that stuff. So this is where Frankenrig used to sit, and I miss Frankenrig already. Oh, there's some more parts there, see? So, yeah, so to answer your question, why isn't it built yet? Because first of all, I had to take Frankenrig apart. And second of all, and get us back here framed. How do you guys like that? Some
on the fly
pan and zooms. I gotta say, it is the highest quality rig parts that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Heavy. I mean, the rig weighed, the whole shipment weighed over 400 pounds. No kidding.
Wow.
The nicest powder coating you have ever seen on a rig. Yeah. I mean, it's high gloss. I was joking with John. I'm like, man, I'm gonna end up having to like wash and wax this thing because it fingerprints. But it is, man, talk about high quality materials, heavy steel, all super nice powder coating. So, matter of fact, right after this show, I'm going to get on that Stage 1. Yeah, as a matter of fact, in the instruction manual, it says 24 hours of build time. And I was joking with John yesterday. It's like 4 hours are going to be just unboxing.
We're there, 20 hours to go.
So, no unboxing, but I am going to do a basically how to build a stage series rig and cover that in different sections. I may even share it with the guys at Sim Experience, and maybe they'll do that, host it on their site, and then I'll wrap it all up into one video for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you to the guys at Sim Experience for sending me that incredible machine. And again, as much as I miss Frankenrig, I can't wait to get that thing up and running. So, what do we got next?
Reboy.
Wait, we missed a few. We already asked the one Reboy.
I know, we got a new one.
Well, hold on.
TX versus T300?
No, we got way more questions than that.
Why aren't they showing up? Okay. I'm okay. You're right. I was seeing.
Yeah, you went way ahead.
Oh, I was okay. Okay. Never
So
mind.
the track race, the Red Line Rossi is the one that you just asked. And then we're on Mikhail Lidquist.
Lindquist.
How much time do people spend on setups in iRacing, for example? Any hints or tips? Maybe do a guide on it. If anybody's going to do a guide on building setups, it's going to be this guy. Because I am horrible at doing setups. So
Well, hopefully, I mean, do you think we might have another setup guide coming out of iRace for Life? Potentially this year?
yeah, there's going to be. Yeah,
So-
Wyatt Gooden and David Cater are going to be doing setup guides. You know, I would say the more time you spend on a setup, the better it's going to be if you know what you're doing.
I think the best. First, okay, and this is what I've kind of said when people asked the question before. Go back last year and watch the setup guides that we had from iRace from Life last year. Take notes. 'Cause I did this in a weekend in a GT3 race at Suzuka and iRacing last year, where I watched Wyatt's show. He went through like how to set up all the GT3 cars. I took down general notes. You know, what for like the McLaren, so a mid-engine car, a front-engine car. You know, because he says, you know, this is he walks through where you should start. You know, start at the springs. Now let's get some ride height. Then, you know, once you get all tire pressures, camber, then you're going on the aero after that. And I picked up literally like 2 seconds, a huge amount of time.
That's big.
And I was running pretty quick in terms of just how everyone was running that weekend. So that's how I do. Take notes.
Wim, I'm with you. I'm extremely good at begging for setups.
Yeah, well, we do the endurance races with the DeCarmo brothers, also for setups. They're fast and good at setups.
Hey, you know what though? I'm the one that found our setup for this year. That was a
you're right.
PJ Sturgis setup that I found, and then we made some small tweaks.
And that is true. And all those fails, especially like iRacing, a lot of people do post setups out there that you can go try.
F1 Moss, I'm going to answer this question real quick. You must not have been here earlier in the show. Yes, we are running in the 12 hours of Sebring. If you would potentially like to race with us on one of our cars, most likely you're not going to race with us on our team, but we're going to have a team of multiple cars. There's a link in the description of the show here, and I'm going to put it. Oops, I just pasted here. Back up here. I'm going to put it here in chat. So this is to a forum thread. If you want to join us, we're going to add some GT3 cars to our stable, our team, and we'll come up with the paint schemes for you. We'll share setups. We're going to have TeamSpeak. We'll have a TeamSpeak channel for each car.
Yep.
And probably a whole lobby for
General.
all of us to just hang out and chit-chat. So anyway, we'd love for you to join us. Wim, I saw that you wanted to run in the 12. You better run with us, dude. You gotta run in one of our cars. That would be a lot of fun. And then most likely we're gonna do another post-race. You know, we learned a lot from that documentary that you put together for us, and I think we'll do something along the same lines.
Are you now? I was thinking of doing what you kind of brought up from the last one, maybe doing like a how-to.
Yes.
I think this would be. I don't want to do a documentary or even a recap. More just like how-to, and the how-to will somewhat recap. But I think that'd be cool, kind of talking about how getting all different group people together and setups and driver changes and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I agree. I think that'd be cool.
That'd be more of a
that would be
how-to.
a lot easier.
Yes. I can't do another documentary type style recap for at least another year. That nearly killed me.
Yeah, you had some late nights with that one.
Yes.
Okay, next question. You on the next one?
Is this Nigel?
Yep, you go ahead.
Nigel Benton, Darren John, great show. GT Omega Art Racing Simulator. In the UK, there's an option for the RS6 and RS9 seat. Any idea how the two seats compare? Is RS9 worth the extra cost? We haven't tried the RS9. We had the RS6 when we reviewed it, and I love the RS6 seat. That seat is probably my favorite seat out there. It's super comfortable. I'm a big fan of it. The RS9 looks really sweet, and I assume it's, in theory, it should be just as good or better. It looks like it has a couple holes in it too, which might be a little better for circulation, because I think the RS6, with it being just all leather like it is, can get a little warm in the summertime. But Yeah, so I'm not sure. I will say, I do remember when we were doing the review, I looked at the GT Omega UK website, and the price between the RS9 and RS6, I don't think was that much.
It wasn't.
So the RS6 is good. That known commodity, I like it. I think that's really good. The RS9, I assume, is better. So if you want to maybe take that leap, then that's up to you. But the RS6, I think, is great, and the RS9 looks awesome. I would love to try that out.
So the F1 Massa guy that asked about us, are we running in that race?
Yep.
People are saying, you don't want to race against him. You don't want to race against him. He's super fast. Well, no, we want him on our team.
Yeah, I want him on our team.
You're right. If he's really fast, we don't want to race against him. We want him, the old saying, if you can't beat him, join him.
That's right.
I think I might have cut this guy's name off, but we got the next question. On Haston. What should be my next set of pedals? I had T3PA, but they are dying. How are they dying?
Yeah.
I have a TX base and F1 GTE rim and a custom 300mm rim. What should I buy? Go safe with T3PA Pros or go mad? It really depends on your budget, but I like the Pros. I also love the Fanatec Club Sport V3 pedals.
Yep.
You can't go wrong with those. I think really anything above that, it's almost going overkill. I mean, you tried the Derek Spear Designs pedals, and I've tried a handful of the other ones, and I mean, the bottom line is how much faster is it going to make you?
Yeah.
How much better are you going to brake? I mean, is it going to be more realistic? Sure. They're going to feel more like a real set of pedals.
Sure.
But
at least in theory.
The bottom line is some dudes are fast with 2 pedal sets from Microsoft Sidewinders.
I know.
It's really what you get used to and comfortable with.
Yeah, but I agree. I think the Pros are a good option, and also the Fanatec V3 pedals are a good option.
If you're running on the console, then you should probably just stick with the T3PA Pros.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, we've talked about this mod many times, and I've had people ask me about it a million times. In fact, we can zoom in here a little bit. And it cropped us a little.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting the Basher Boards CPX mod. So we can hook up Fanatec pedals to, now we got super close up. So we're going to be getting that soon.
Yes, that will be nice to have those. Let's see, Jin Kazama asks, is Forza a driving simulator? I think Forza is a perfect example of Simcade. I think it has good enough physics and force feedback and wheel support to be, towards the sim side. On the other hand, you can still go out there and play bumper car. There's no full race weekend. You're running a bunch of 3-lap races.
It's like a track day.
Yeah. Well, speaking of tracks, the tracks are very good in Forza Motorsport 6.
Yes.
A good selection, very well done, graphically and just, physically wise, GPS, laser scan, all that kind of, a few of them are. So yeah, I think Forza is a perfect example of a simcade.
Yes, I agree. Sean, I'll answer this one because I have firsthand knowledge of this.
That brings me on to something else. Remind me after you say that.
Okay. Want to say it now?
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that, we didn't have a whole lot of happenings or even a video out this past week. We've been doing a lot of work on the websites.
Yes.
A lot of work going on with that. Also, put some work into trying to make T-shirts and merchandising. So
Yep.
A lot of you guys asked for that. I'm working on it. But yeah, the website, doing a lot of work on it. And kind of like we talked about a couple months ago when we launched it, trying to do a lot more of, how to include, capture people who are really just getting into it and answering all these questions, a lot of these questions that you guys have, essentially giving you a link and off you go and answering this. So
don't give away too much information.
So yeah, so we're gonna
We don't
have
want somebody copying us.
no. So we're gonna have a lot of good information there, including defining of a simcade, arcade, and different
All
titles.
right, that's enough, John. You're going too far. You're sharing too much information.
It's gonna be awesome.
It is. Maybe somebody's going to copy us, but they're not going to be as good.
They're not gonna be as good.
Anyway, Sean BTTU asks, hey guys, question. I'm located in Dallas. How much time do you think I should come to iRace for Life in order to see everything? Does it get packed? Thanks. If you can do it, so it's the 27th through the 29th. 27th is really setup day. So if you're going to bring a rig, that's the day is mainly for setup, and then that night we have racing.
That's Wednesday?
Wednesday is
Okay.
the 27th. Thursday and Friday are the two main seminar days where all the classes are going on, the main tournaments, and all that stuff. So if you can make it just one day, it's going to be Thursday or Friday. If you want to try to win the grand prize, you have to be there for both days. But does it get packed? No. Well, I mean, it depends on how you define packed. As far as the iRace for Life portion of the seminar, it's not really packed. There's just a lot of commotion, lots of stuff going on, lots of great things to do and people to hang out and talk with and check out people's rigs. I mean, there was almost 50 rigs there last year, so you know, and it's fun just walking around checking out everybody's setup, even if they're just sitting at a desk. You know, it's cool to see, you know, how everybody races. So anyway, if you can come for both the days, I highly recommend it. If you bring your own rig, it makes it a lot cooler too. But even if you can't bring your own rig, you can race in one of the rigs that are there. Matter of fact, there was a guy that podiumed in one of the races last year that was not in his own rig. He was in one of the rigs that were set up. So anyway, who's attending from iRacing? Otto Zabini will be there for sure. That's Aussie Stig. Hey, how's it going, Aussie? Aussie. So yeah, Otto Zabini will be there from iRacing. I was hoping Tony Gardner would be there again for Q&A, but he wasn't. As far as I know, he's not going to be. Maybe I can talk him into it. Be cool for you to meet Tony.
It would be.
Face to
I'd
face.
definitely like to meet him and have him on the show.
Yep. Well, we would need to do that anyway. He said he would do an interview, and now that we've got the Skype thing down,
I think today's interview went real well. It didn't. I was listening.
I think
in
I'll
and
produce and let you
do that
interview
one.
Tony.
I'm all for
I've
it.
already interviewed Tony multiple times, so that'd be cool. I think you'd have fun with it. And not that I wouldn't, because I definitely would. You would take the next one. Don Haston is the next one.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, wait, we already got this one. That was a repeat. That was
Okay.
the Go Mad comment.
Redline Rossi.
We covered that one. See, that's what got me confused. A couple of these got repeated.
Oh, I think we were both
We probably both
copying
had
and
it.
pasting.
Yeah.
Reboy
Reboy
again.
GTR TX versus T300. Is the extra degrees of rotation really necessary? No.
I agree.
It's 900 and 1080?
Yep.
No. It's
No,
not.
it doesn't make a difference. Maybe if you're driving American Truck Simulator, you want that extra.
A little bit more.
You know what Bernie told me? I talked to Bernie at Sim Experience. He said, "Dude, you should have cranked up the degrees of rotation. You know, the AccuForce will go up to like 4,500 degrees of rotation. So yeah, we should have been like full freaking."
I told you it would have been cool to mount the AccuForce, like instead of in this orientation, mounted it down and
Yes.
at a 45-degree angle, because then it would have been like that, and that would have been perfect.
I think he left. Travis, I'm curious how his
Oh
how
yeah.
his wheel is
How
set
it's
up. Is it like this, or is it, you know, like bus driving?
Yeah.
Early birthday. Happy early birthday. Your woman's in here.
Aw. Hi, Angela.
What do you mean early birthday? It's his birthday now, Angela. Oh, wait, you weren't born at this time yet or something?
I don't know what she's talking about. I'm pretty sure I was born by now. I think I was born during the day, Central Time in St. Louis. So, let's.
We all, you missed it, Angela. We all sang happy birthday for John at the beginning of the show.
There was balloons and fireworks and everything.
Yeah, and we could hear all of our viewers. Obviously, I'm kidding.
You want this
By the
one?
way, Angela, we're taking John out for his birthday. Kayla, my daughter Kayla, and her husband Anthony, we're gonna probably take him out for his birthday this weekend, just so you know. So he's getting taken care of here.
Michael?
Yeah, this one's directed to me, and I wasn't gonna answer it, but
You
you think I should?
can do whatever you want.
So Michael Sheen asks, how do you feel these days about ISR, remembering the more difficult times after the split? And I don't need to go into the split. A lot of people already know about what that question is referring to. Honestly, I feel better about ISR than I have in its entire existence. I just think bringing John on board was the best thing, in my opinion, that ever happened to this company. And then, like John mentioned, we're doing a lot of work on the website now. Billy is coming on board, which I think he's going to make a great addition. Oh, wow, Wim's turning 50 on Friday.
Happy birthday, Wim.
Yep. No strippers for after the show. Don't say that with John's girlfriend in here.
Whoa.
That's not nice.
Let's hear him out. Classy, right? Okay.
No, we're not doing anything. It's going to be completely G-rated. No women involved except for my wife and... Anyway, I don't even want to get into that.
Anyway, back to the question.
So yeah, I feel great about the direction of ISR. And again, I think I've felt better now than I ever have about the direction that we're going and the team that we have assembled. And, and there's somebody else that's going to be coming on board too.
Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of a team here together and the website, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Yep.
And leading into the next question, over 100,000 subscribers. Lionel Oberto asked, "Did Charlie eat the YouTube prize?" He has.
You know what? If we left him in a room and it was on the ground,
he would.
That box would be shredded.
Yeah, no.
Charlie tries to eat everything.
We got to get it up on the wall.
We will.
Right now, it's in the box on the floor, so we got to get that put up there. Let's see. Question. How long?
I got Cops Run. I got your question. We'll get to it.
Richard James asked, "How long and how much did it take to get all your iRacing content? I just got the Class D, and wow, $100 for any other series outside the basics." Yeah, I mean,
I can't answer that question.
I can. iRacing.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a great question for you.
iRacing is an investment, especially at the beginning. I have. How much money do I have into it? I think I'm around $500 over the years, but I've been a member since pretty early on, and it waned a little bit at the beginning there because I was in college and I had no money, so I was kind of like bouncing in and out of iRacing because I couldn't afford it, and then eventually got a real job and could do it. Yeah, it is a bit much at the beginning, but then again, once you get over kind of like that spending, it gets to a certain level, it levels out where then you're more or less just paying for your subscription every year, which you can get for $50 when they have a sale and at Christmas time or a sale during the summer, and you can buy multiple years at a time. So, go buy, if you're going to be around for a while, go buy 2-3 years worth, pretty much at half price. And then also, at a certain point, the new content comes out, you're only buying a track or two a year or a car or two a year. And I think you should definitely kind of focus, be somewhat strategic. You can go out and buy everything and get more discounts, but if you focus more on what you want to race and buy in bulk there, you can get discounts, and that's how I would say to go about it. Like right now, these days.
Yeah, do the discount. Take advantage of the multi-content.
Yes.
And get the discount if you're going to buy it. I think at least 3 pieces at a time.
It's a piece at a time, and then at a certain point, once you have so much percentage of the content, you get another
25%. I think.
You get more off.
They also have deals where you could buy like $75 worth of credits, and they give you $100, or you spend $75 and they give you $100 worth of credits.
Yeah.
So basically
that's a good way
25% off. So you got to really take advantage of the deals. The best way to take advantage of iRacing is with the participation credits and the anniversary credits and sorry for interrupting, the Black Friday deal.
Yeah.
If you take advantage of all those deals for your subscription is basically paid for. So you have to do participation credits for every season, and then you get your anniversary credits.
Yep.
And do the Black Friday deal. It comes to like $4 a year.
Yeah. No, you're right, because if you participate in a series in a year, you get, I believe, $10. So four different what am I looking for? Championship schedules, whatever, a year. That's $40, and then you have
Well, you can run the
anniversary-
same series over and over again too.
And then you have the anniversary on top of it. So yeah, that's about $4 you pay.
Yeah,
so.
you have to race in an official series and race like so many races out of that season. I think it's like 8 out of the 12 or something.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
like
right.
a $10 participation credit.
Yep, and it's cool when you get it. I've gotten it a couple times. Like, oh look. Unfortunately, I don't have any from this past season because making shows.
Yeah, but I think you're covered on our.
I am. I am covered now.
What are the perks of being part of Inside Sim Racing?
Yes, that is a perk.
Man, you guys are loading us up with some great questions. We're never going to get out of here.
I'm giving it 10 more minutes.
Curb Searcher, don't you have to pay for a private lobby in iRacing? Yes, and I think that was on the heels of our setting up for the Sebring 12-hour race. And yes, we will pay for all the hosted sessions.
Yes,
Well, anyway, those will be covered.
a good amount of hosted
Yes.
sessions.
Yeah, well, enough hosted sessions to practice. So we'll definitely take care of that. Carclate, you got that one.
Yeah, this is a good one. Is 144 hertz monitors without G-Sync a worthwhile buy? I mean, how it works with tearing and stuttering, is it necessary that V-Sync to avoid that? Well, that's what I have, and Darren has. We both have 144 hertz monitors without V-Sync or G-Sync.
Oh, here we go, down that rabbit hole
I
again.
know. We're going to leave this topic. I haven't seen any stuttering or tearing when I get below 144 frames per second. I've been as low, I mean, in like the Codemasters, like Dirt Rally running in triples, I'll run in like 80, 90s, and it's still smooth. I'm not seeing all that kind of stutter and tearing that you see when you have a 60 hertz monitor. So in theory, it should be struggling, in theory, but in application, it's been good. And also, I think it's both fair to say we're both fairly sensitive to that. Mm-hmm. You know, we notice right away when it's in 60 versus 120 or 144. Some people just aren't sensitive, and I'm sure it's people who are more sensitive than us. So I don't think you have to. If you can get it, that's a perk. That's nice. But like I've said over and over time with the BenQ XR3501, I don't really think I'm missing it. And that's where we're gonna leave it.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
I like this next name.
I love it. Cops, run!
That's great. Did you guys hear any news from the pre-release Kartcraft you guys talked about last week?
Yes. I've been talking to them, and we are going to be getting in on the pre-release, on the beta. And they are going to be asking us our opinion on the beta. So, yes, I've been in touch with them, and we will be covering it in depth. And I'm really looking forward to that. That game looks awesome.
Cops, run. I love it.
Psycho Baldy. Just got my Asus PQ279 165 hertz IPS monitor day. Oh, that's just a comment.
It's a whole new world. I put it in there because we keep on saying...
Oh, that's a follow-up to that last question.
Yeah, I keep on saying, 165 hertz or, be over 120 hertz. I think someone asked earlier, somewhere, I don't know if I got it, looking at triple screen setup, something cheaper with only 60 hertz monitors. I really think you should be going 120 plus. Even if you can only afford one now and maybe buy the matching ones later, they're a little cheaper. But yeah, 120, 144, 165, because that's the new level they're going to now. It is a whole new world. Stephen Milton, when are you guys doing the Assetto Corsa review for console? Closer to when it comes out. Hopefully we get our hands on it pre-release, but
They don't like us.
No promises yet.
Those guys totally leave us in the lurch. I love what they've done, and like I met them in person, great guys, but Kunos, come on. We're over here. Hello. You guys didn't invite us to your frickin' European... Invite frickin' Black Panther.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, come on. You're going to invite a bunch of frickin' YouTube gamers and not us? We've been supporting your titles since Netcar. Not cool.
We have 100,000 subscribers plaque.
Yeah, but we're not black. We're not...
I know, we don't have 500,000 or whatever that is.
500,000 kids watching us drift.
Yes.
And no offense to those guys, but I'm just kind of perturbed with Kunos at the moment.
It would be nice if we got that type of stuff early.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me take. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm waiting for this guy Jeff. Jeff asked a question about iRacing issues, and he says we didn't cover it, but I must have missed it. I didn't see it.
Ma Ed, I think. Darren John, when RaceRoom releases the GTO content, we need to organize a full grid race at Mid-Ohio or Zolder. Need old school tracks.
Yes, we do. That would be a blast.
I do want to, we talked about kind of like with iRace, the 24-hour race last month, trying to do once a month where we race after the show, and February is getting well into February here. I do want to do RaceRoom probably next, because there's some content I want to drive with all you guys. So we'll look into that. Either, if it's not the old school stuff, which of course it isn't quite out yet, I still wouldn't mind doing some of that Audi TT racing, especially if we give away some of these codes we have.
That would be cool.
So that might be coming in the future.
Okay, I got your question, Jeff. We'll ask it when we get. That's now. No offense, but you're at the bottom of the list, just because that's where you're. And actually, we're running out of questions. So.
Yes, we did it.
Actually, the Tate Nader asks. Went back to the extras channel. We have a secondary channel to watch Darren drag races Camaro. Good times. Want to race, Darren? Well, what do you got, Tate Nader? Sure, I'm always up for a good race on the track. Obviously, if you're local, let's go to do a track day or drag race. That'd be fun. And this next one, I'll answer this question too because I was
good,
really close with the ARCA guys. Brent Licata is ARCA Sim Racing beyond dead. Longtime NASCAR 2003 guy, and he's an iRacing. He's an iHater. Man, you're lost, Brent, because iRacing just keeps getting better. But yeah, the ARCA Sim Racing is dead. As far as I know, those guys have moved on to other projects outside of gaming. I don't think they're ever going to come back. I would love to see them come back, as some of my best friends in all of the years I've been doing this is Bob Coulter and Nick Steelman, two of the lead developers of ARCA Sim Racing. I miss those guys, man. I had so much fun with those guys down in Florida a few times, and here in the U.S. Here in California, or back when I was in California, they came there. Anyway, and I talked to Bob. Probably within the last year or so, Bob Coulter, who's like me, very opinionated and got a bad rap for it, but such a great guy, and I miss those guys. But shame that title went by the wayside. And I mentioned this, I think, on a show not too long ago. It'd be great to see all the ARCA Sim Racing content ported over to rFactor 2.
Yes.
That would be really cool.
Yes.
I'll take the next one since you seem to be.
Yep.
Takedown Bike 976. I can get a G920 for €220. Should I buy it or save up for a TX at €300?
Well, let's see. The euro and US dollar is pretty much the same these days. So $80 difference. I'm not a fan of just the Logitech wheels right now. So I would save up for the TX.
I would too. Also, the G920s, but we got to boot that thing up. Supposedly
Yeah.
there's problems on the PC.
Supposedly the drivers still haven't been all figured out on the PC. And yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago and still got to try that out. So yeah, I'm not even sure if that's even a good option these days.
You want to take the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, but hold on. Back to my do I want to race? He's got Tate Nader's got a 2013 Camaro. He's way over in Virginia. He says I'd smoke him. Well, depends on which Camaro you've got. I mean, if you've got one of those high horsepower ones, then you're probably going to beat me. Those things have traction control and all sorts of shit.
Question, Jeremy Pope. Are you guys going to review do a review of Gran Turismo Sport when it comes out.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, we are.
Only been absolutely. Gran Turismo, definitely. And hopefully, trying to kind of work this backlog of, hey, we're doing pretty well. We're going to get the Sebastian Loeb review out within a month of a release.
You know what? I told John this too. People are going to say, why did you guys review WRC5 and all these other titles? You know what? A lot of times we mean to and want to. It's just we get caught up in other stuff and then something else new comes out. Sebastian Loeb just kind of fit right into a little void where
we had a good chance.
It was relevant time-wise,
yep.
And so we jumped on it.
Yeah. And speaking of other reviews, I do want to do a review of Dirt Rally and Assetto Corsa, all three around the launch of the console. So definitely those are kind of in some next few months. Let's see, where are we at?
Takedown Bike 976. We already did that one. We doubled it up. We're doubling up.
We are.
This is our last question right now. HF, and actually right on time, because we want to wrap this up here in the next 2 minutes. Yeah. By the way, we got that guy, Pedro, that sent me a comment. Sent me that it was the email of the week. He had said that it's amazing how fast 2 hours flies for him watching our show, and that it's not too long. And thank you so much for that comment. And I know a lot of you guys in chat feel the same way, and we love, I looked down at the clock, and it's like, holy crap, it's almost 3 o'clock here, our time. So it means 2 minutes away from 2 hours, 3 hours. And we're not doing no 3-hour shows.
No.
Anyway, last question of the day, HF Integral. What should I upgrade to from a G25? And we pretty much said it earlier. Maybe you missed it, but T300 would be a great upgrade for you.
T300 is a great upgrade if you need Xbox One compatibility. Well,
AccuForce Pro.
That'd be a great upgrade too.
It depends on your budget, really.
Yeah, it comes on the budget. It's the Fanatic CSW wheelbase V2 is very good too.
Yep.
So it's how much do you want to spend? But honestly, like I said, right now I hate to kind of beat up on Logitech, but I can't help it right now. Just not a huge fan of the wheels. And
Aussie Stig just did a review over at a site that will remain nameless because the owner of that site loves me. But he just did a review and he beat it up because he hit the nail on the head on the G29 that it's just not a big step up from the G27.
Yeah.
One of the biggest steps up for that G29 is the brake mod.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's almost identical to the G27 for twice the price.
Yeah.
And G27s are getting to the point where they're hard to come by. And they're not being produced anymore, I would imagine. So, anyway. So the Tatinator, just a V6, 333 horsepower. What happened there? There we go. We weren't moving anything. Our screen died up there. 330 horsepower, runs high 13s. Now, I guess it depends on the elevation as far as the high 13s because that's what mine is running. But we're at a little higher elevation. I did the calculation, and if I was running at sea level, I'd be running in the 12s with my car. If I got slicks on my car or even semi-slicks, I could probably, you're laughing.
Well, I'm laughing because you get so much grip, you probably tear the rear end out of it.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
That's what I'm laughing at.
You get that much, you get the extra grip, you start breaking parts. The whole rear end goes flying out the back of the car.
Yeah.
But I could probably get into low 12s because I was losing so much time in the first 8th mile, not getting traction.
Yeah.
God, it's so fun though. I got one more question. Which is better, T300 Alcantara or the T500? I get the Alcantara T300.
Yep, absolutely. T500 is getting a little long in the tooth. So.
We want Charlie. Should I bring Charlie down really quick? He could destroy things.
No.
If you move your chair.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe next week.
He's a freaking bull in a china shop.
I don't want to deal with it right now. Maybe next week. He's gotten so much better. He is getting to a point now where it's definitely, thinkable to have him down here.
You know what? If I bring a treat with me.
Yeah.
Let's do it really quick.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
Okay, move your chair, John.
Wait,
or you stay there for a second.
You want me to go to the waiting screen? sorry guys. See, still using the older style Logitech keyboard, and it's a little sticky. It kind of stuck there to the waiting screen. I didn't mean to. Okay, let's see. What else can we ask? David C., are you guys going to be getting an OSW direct drive wheel to test and review? Don't have it lined up. It'd be nice. Maybe one day. Okay.
Why don't you move out and I'll come back in. Here, look, I got a treat, boy. Wait.
This is fantastic. Live. And
All right, come here, boy. Come here. There we go.
Charlie.
There's Charlie. Say hi, Charlie. Charlie gets a little excited.
He does.
Charlie's probably grown since you guys have seen him last.
Hi, Charlie.
Oh yeah. Watch your big old paws, Charlie. Jesus. Ay. All right, let me get Charlie out of here. Come on, boy. Let's go. Come on.
Oh wow, we didn't take down any wires. That's impressive. He almost clipped one. So there we go. That's Charlie. I think chat's getting right to where I accidentally hit the waiting screen.
All right, let's wrap things up.
Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us for the February 17th, 2016 edition. Very special day and time.
Yes. Yeah, those are a lot of fun. Introduced Billy, some great Q&A.
We did some cameras. We showed the stage 4 in process. You got to see Charlie.
Charlie almost freaking scratched my face off. He's gonna freaking like poke my eye out.
He was going for it. So, yes, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.